Good morning, staff. This video will be placed in the Google Classroom and will serve as our November staff meeting. It pertains to information around our school improvement plan. We certainly want to make sure that you're informed as to what our goals are, what our plan of action is as we move forward throughout the school year and working in this remote or this blended setting. I sent an email out this morning just outlining a few things that the board discussed last night and approved. And the plan we just talked about in the leadership team meeting this past Monday. And we just want to make sure that everyone is up to speed on really what our direction is for the school year. I first want to bring your attention to our school vision. This summer, the leadership team worked on a vision for our school. We talked about what is it that we want for our school, for our students, and we came up with a new vision, and that Holly Ridge is committed to fostering an inclusive school community in which we're providing equitable access to rigorous learning opportunities, building relationships, and growing each of our students academically, socially, and emotionally. And this is what we believe based upon our core beliefs, which is located further down within this school improvement plan. And you guys have access to this as well. And if you don't know how to get to it, certainly reach out to one of your just reach out to Ms. Hicks, who can provide you with access to this information. But when you look at our school improvement plan, just to give you a little context about where we are, last year we had a focus on family engagement and social emotional learning. That was cut short because of COVID-19. We had professional development planned around that, and of course strengthening core instruction in a way that a greater percentage of our students were successful in core instruction and not as many needing that intervention. There are always going to be kids that need intervention, but if we have good, strong core instruction and 80% or more of our kids get that core instruction, then we're setting our school up for success. And so that was cut short due to COVID-19. And we will continue to do that, continue to build, to strengthen our core instruction and be able to focus on providing the necessary interventions for our students, that for our marginalized subgroups that are making progress through STING, our small group Wednesdays, and other ways to make sure that we are reaching our school goal. In fact, our school goal, let me go back. Our school goal, we had to move back to June 2022. Initially, this was by 2021 that Holly Ridge will meet or exceed our growth as measured by the EOGs, and all subgroups are going to meet their yearly long-term goals in reading and math. As I said before, I think we were on on target to meet that academic growth. Maybe not all subgroups, but I think that we were going to meet growth. We haven't made growth in the last 4 years, and while we are sitting at a overall composite rate of 71.2% proficiency, our marginalized subgroups continue to struggle. Our Black, Hispanic, students with disabilities, ELLs, we continue to struggle, and we have to be able to close those gaps in order for them to meet their long-term goals and for us to make academic growth. And so not knowing what EOGs, will look like this year, we want to continue to press forward and make sure that we're providing our students with the necessary instruction, core instruction, and interventions that they need to be successful. And I know that's very different in this blended setting, but again, it's about controlling the controllables. And so that continues to be our focus. But when you look at our current data, as I said before, we're going to continue to focus on our parent engagement and our SEL committees in order to bridge the gap between our community and school, open lines of communication, but also understand the needs of our students and our school community, and create processes and structures through that SEL model to meet their academic and social needs. I want to look at the indicators as we are going, as we're moving December 2nd, as we're moving into our committee meetings. I want to make sure that you will get this information from your committee chairs, but I do want to just review quickly what our focus is going to be. When you look at the SEL, SEL and classroom management are together. When you look at the action steps that is going to be necessary for success, or things that we're going to focus on this year, as you'll see here, these are some goals that we have set forth and we had already accomplished, and that's why you have a completed date here. But when you scroll down, after you get access to this information, you will see what our goals will be for this year, and that is getting more information around the behavioral health planning guide. These are the goals. This is, how often we will work on the goal. And this is the person that is going to be primarily responsible for that information, not doing all the work. The committee does the work, but this person will be responsible for facilitating the work around this goal. And around understanding what our behavioral health planning guide is and will look like. Developing a uniform progression of behavior consequences. We talked about that last year. That was one of the goals for last year that we are going to work on in our SEL and classroom management committee, as well as a school-wide STING behavior matrix, and understanding what behaviors will look like, or they should look like, around the building, in all areas of the building. And so our SEL / classroom management committee will work on these 3 goals. When you look at another indicator, which is just about tiered instruction, again, things that we have done and things that we will continue to work on, is the daily class visits in a remote setting. The administrators popping in and out of your classroom, really looking at the structures that you have in place in order to make sure that the instruction the tasks continue to be aligned with your classroom objectives. I'm sure you've seen us popping in and out of your classrooms. It's no different than the walkthrough pop-ins that we did last year. Your grade level administrator and your IF participating in your grade level POTs. This is going to be an ongoing thing, just kind of providing support that you may need with pacing, instruction, planning, whatever the case may be. And, your grade level PLTs continuing to provide those common formative assessments and ensure that there's alignment, within those collaborative conversations. And those are things that we continue to see taking place each week in all of our PLTs. When you look at our, again, standards aligned instruction and tiered instruction, kind of go together. You'll see some of the same things: class visits, grade level administrators and facilitator being in the POTs. A couple of our indicators, go hand in hand. Again, like tiered instruction, standards alignment, go together, and then your SEL and classroom management indicator go together. By the way, these 5 indicators are indicators that all Wake County schools have. They were provided to us, and we had to prioritize which indicator will best suit our needs. We'll prioritize them in order. While we're working on all of them, we have prioritized parent engagement and SEL as items that we want to work on a bit more. This is the SEL indicator, and again, as you will see, the SEL team in conjunction with Student Support Services is going to evaluate that behavioral health data, looking at the school-wide matrix, and evaluate the current state of our SEL competencies and implementation. One of the things that I see with regards to our SEL strategies is a lot of morning meetings, feel goods, getting to know you activities, things that continue to take place each morning that contribute to that relationship building, creating an environment that's conducive for student safety, learning, providing that emotional support. And that's just one example of how those SEL structures and processes can support our students in that learning space. And then our last indicator is around parent engagement. And we are, just please mark your calendar, February 3rd. We will have our second virtual open house. We had a great open house in the fall. A great number of parents attended in that virtual open house, and we will have our next one February 3rd, virtual open house. All staff will be required to attend that, just as they were the first one. That will be an evening event, and so the parenting and the family engagement committee, they're going to continue to provide that or bridge that gap between the community and the school through several ways that we're currently using: student contact logs, talking points, remind, email, phone calls, and we'll also include parent conferences in here. But these are just ways that we will continue to open those lines of communication. We're also going to, again, conduct the virtual open house that I just stated is February 3rd. Please mark your calendar. That is an asynchronous day. And that evening we will have the virtual open house, which will be required for all staff. I've had monthly chat and chew opportunities with families, and I have seen a huge increase in the number of participants in that chat and chew as opposed to when we were having it here in person last year, something that we will continue. And then the parent engagement committee, they're going to continue to develop those pathways for connecting with our underrepresented families. We have some decent parent engagement, but sometimes we don't get the parents that we want or need in our building, and our leadership team and the parent engagement committee continue to have discussion around how we can partner with those families and meet their needs in a better way. And then, of course, exploring a mixture of face-to-face and virtual opportunities to strengthen that involvement. We have found that some of the virtual events that we're having, we just have an increased number of participants, and so we want to see how we can accommodate those families where virtual may be a better option. I know that this was, a pretty quick. I only have 15 minutes to speak with Screencast-O-Matic, and you don't want to hear me talk more than that anyway. But I will provide access and some direction as I post this as this is posted. Please make sure that you take some time to visit what our school improvement plan looks like, what things are in it, and how that is going to impact not only our school, but what does that, how does that equate to what you are doing in your classroom and in our school to contribute to the success of this plan. I think our leadership team has done a really good job of narrowing down, of really identifying what our concerns are, narrowing down some strategies to support this plan, and that we will, are on the right path to meeting these goals. Even with this hiccup of blended learning, I think that we are on the right path and doing some good things. And so we will talk more about our school improvement goals and plans through your committee meetings, which start December 2nd. Again, all staff are required to sign up and attend that meeting. December 2nd will be the first committee meeting, and February 3rd, virtual open house, which is also required. Please mark your calendar for those dates. Have a great day, and we will talk more soon.